I've got two massive trades to make a lot of money this week on SoFi. If you're looking to maximize profits, these two trades are going to make you stupid amounts of money. Now, look, first of all, I want to cover the technical analysis on SoFi. We're going to see where the stock is headed. Then, we're going to talk about the fundamentals. Then, I'm going to give you the two trades, but we'll be opening up the two trades as I go over all this analysis. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into this video. By the way, before we get into the video, on Thursday, I'm going to be having a webinar. And on this webinar, I will be talking about selling put options. And I'm going to be live trading. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be the last hour of the market. And I'm going to trade live and collect $3,000 worth of premiums from selling put options. If you want to be part of that, check out the first link in the description. It's going to be a very interesting masterclass where I'm going to teach selling puts, how to pick the strike prices, and you're going to see me do it live. All right, so let's talk about SoFi. SoFi is currently at $26.50 per share, and this stock is an absolute tear. This stock is killing it on the momentum. Now, what I like about SoFi is it's not just fake momentum. This is what I believe to be sustained momentum. The momentum here is sustained because the business is very strong. And as you can see here, the moving average is just a complete straight line. This red line right here is the moving average in the past 50 days. So it's looking at the 50 days and it's taking an average of the price. What this is signifying is that SoFi's moving average is just a complete straight line and the stock's momentum is continuing to rise. And the moving average is also continuing to move up in tandem with the price action. When you see really strong price action, you have to ask yourself, why are so many investors jumping into this stock? And to me, this is a clear sign that there's big money and smart money piling into the stock due to innovation. Now, the two trades that I'm going to make, one is going to be a sell put, which is exactly the topic of my Thursday's webinar. The second trade I'm going to make is a covered call. Now, look, both of these trades that I'm going to make are bullish trades. I'm personally bullish because SoFi has an amazing network effect. Every single new service that they have essentially increases the gravity of their customers staying with them for the long term. And long-term customers equals lots of money. Lots of money means that the stock is going to go up. The gravity that they have in their ecosystem is absolutely ridiculous. If you don't listen to what I'm about to tell you, you are going to miss out a ton of money. I'm telling you, you're leaving money on the table on SoFi if you don't understand their ecosystem. As they get in a customer, as they acquire a customer, they build up that relationship. They are geniuses at marketing. They are geniuses at sales, okay? And those are the two most important functions of any single business. It's not the product. There's tons of companies that have trash products, absolutely garbage, okay? But they make tons of money. So it's really all about sales and marketing. And SoFi has figured out a funnel, okay? They have an very exceptional functioning marketing and sales funnel where they basically step by step guide new customers into, something that basically hooks them in. They hook them in with something cheap, like, come in with a savings account or, here's a bonus, $10 bonus for just signing up. And then they absolutely destroy by upselling. So I'm going to be opening up my Robinhood account right now, and I want to show you the first trade that you need to place. And again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet with tons of results. And I've been right on spot with SoFi for a very long time amongst other stocks. So look, the trade that I am going to make, okay, is going to be selling a put option on SoFi. And that's because I believe that you can make huge premiums. You can make massive premiums by selling puts on SoFi. And so I'm going to go to SoFi right now. I'm going to show you the strike price that you should be picking on SoFi. And the strike price that I'm going to pick is going to go very well right here with the middle of the Bollinger Band, okay? You'll see here, the red is the moving average. The black here is the Bollinger Band. I've been teaching Bollinger Band to my students for a very long time, and it's a very simple indicator that I absolutely love. The Bollinger Band tells you the likelihood that the stock will be trading within a range, okay? So the top of SoFi's range here is going to be about, 27, 20, roughly around there, right? In the bottom of SoFi, I'm going to scroll in right here. The bottom is right around $22.75. And the bottom right here is going to be $22.75. So SoFi is likely to trade within that range. In that middle of the range is $25. So statistically, SoFi, is not really likely to go below 25. If it were to go below 25, it would have pretty good support based off of the Bollinger Band. Now, it has tremendous support around $22.91 based off of the moving average, because that's a psychological level where investors would be very happy to purchase SoFi stock at that price, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to trade SoFi options, and we're going to place our first, trade here. This is the first trade that I'm going to basically place as soon as the market opens up. And as soon as the market opens up, I'm going to be loading up on SoFi. I think the momentum is just very strong. The stock is absolutely good. And as we wait for this to load up here, I want to say that the hooks that they have for bringing in new customers is just too good. They have a really easy to use mobile app. They have very easy onboarding. They give you free stocks when you sign up, and their micro products that they have you come in with is just genius, because that's how you start a relationship. Okay, it's like going out on vacation and there's like a candy shop and they give you a free sample. Okay, when you have that free sample, you taste it, you're like, oh man, this is good. This is some good chocolate. I want more. Okay, that's exactly how SoFi does it as well. They get you in, then you try the product, and then you say, this is good. I like this product. So now you become a customer. So that's why I like the business. I'm gonna go to sell put option here, and the expiration date that I'm gonna go out for is actually, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, okay? You can go for any expiration date. You get compensated in proportion to the amount of time that you take. So if I go for a really short-term option, like a 6-day, well, I'm not going to make that much, although it is 1%, okay? This week I can make 1%, which is exactly kind of what I teach in my community, in my Discord community. I'm going for 1% a week. If I can make 1% a week, 4% a month return, then that's going to be 50% per year returns. And obviously you can scale your portfolio to some stupid levels, absolutely wealth building, amazing levels. If you can make 50% return per year, you are going to scale, my friend. You are going to get your portfolio to, to some nice numbers, right? Depending on where you start with. Let's be honest, if you start with 10K, yeah, 50% is only 5K, right? You got to have some money to make money. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you have to have some money to make money. But the good news is, long term, you can build a portfolio even if you don't have a whole big portfolio to start with, right? So that's the good news, especially if you add money to building your wealth. That is essential. But I mean, look, $25 strike price, in 1 week, it's 1%. But what I want to do is I want to lock in a nice return. So I can go for something like November, right? November 21st here, the expiration is going to be about 2 months out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the 25 put here. You can see how it's going for some very ridiculously high levels, right? So I can sell it for over $200, and I'm only putting up about the equivalent capital of about 2K. So making $200 roughly on 2K is about a 10% return here. So this is roughly 10% return that I'm making in 2 months. That's crazy. This trade is exactly what will build your account, because SoFi's at $26.50. If you sell a $25 put option, you get $200 on 2K. You're making 10% in 2 months. 10% in 2 months. Now, what does that do? That builds you up. So this is the first trade that I think is a no-brainer play. And when I look at SoFi's business, I'm very positive that it's worth at least $40 to $50 billion. $40 to $50 billion, okay? If you look at where the stock's trading at right now, I called this play. I was early on this play. When it was at like $9 billion, I was like, we're gonna hit 15. And once we started going closer to 15, I saw the writing on the wall. I said, we're gonna get to 30. Now it's at 30, 31, pushing 32. Next step, we're gonna be on the door. I'm telling you, we're gonna be on the door. Mark my words. SoFi, we're gonna be at 40 billion and then 50 billion, and that's going to happen in a pretty short amount of time, like faster than you can really realize. This stock is going to go up, in my opinion, again, due to their business, due to their monetization tactics, okay? Their strategy. Their monetization tactics is genius. They offer personal loans, credit cards, mortgages, student loan refinancing, and then they encourage all these members to try more products. Maybe it's getting into their investing products such as stocks, ETFs, crypto, right? They also push to SoFi Plus, which is a subscription for better rewards plus perks, right? Getting people on the subscription model, very, very strong. And the reason why this funnel really works is they start free. They start with just open an account. No big deal. Just come in, just get a taste of this free sample, and then they get you sticky. They get some honey on you, right? And then they get the super glue, and then they get the freaking handcuffs, right? Then they got you on the handcuffs. Now you're locked in. You're locked in. You're not going nowhere. And that's how they make a boatload of money, because they get stickier over time. Then they start cross-selling. So you buy one thing and they say, hey, you should get this, and here's another product for you. And that also creates higher margins for their overall business and higher long-term value per customer, right? If I actually look, by the way, at institutional flow, like what are the institutions doing, it's pretty clear to me that they are investing in SoFi, that they are increasing their positions. So when I'm looking at, institutional money, they are pouring into SoFi, and you have to understand that big money, they can't just buy a stock like that. It takes time. So that's why you see the huge momentum, is because likely there's big purchase orders coming in from institutions. And it's because they realize that the total addressable market, or the TAM opportunity, is really massive. Because SoFi isn't just a bank. They have a banking charter license and all, but they have investing, they have lending, they have crypto, they have private markets, all in one app. Game changer. Absolutely game changer. So this isn't just like a company that's worth 30 billion. I really think I can see some really big stuff. The total addressable market is, by the way, massive. It's like $500 billion, right? If you look at companies that are also growing in the space, bigger companies, Robinhood, PayPal, Schwab, a lot of fragmentation going on. And I think that SoFi, because they own the infrastructure and they kind of profit from start to finish, that they're going to be making just a ton of money. So when I look at this sell put, like, am I happy to, like, when you sell a put, you're saying, hey, I'm ready to buy this stock at that price, right? So am I happy to buy SoFi at 25? Like, you freaking bet. Like, you can bet, I can bet my socks on it, right? Or whatever that saying is. Like, I bet like 25 is good. I'm betting on it, right? So that's kind of like the first trade. Now, the second trade is going to be just a simple covered call, right? I think SoFi, it's hard to predict short term. Like, I'm not a genie. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen next week. Even next month, it's hard. But over time, I think we're going to continue to see momentum. So, will SoFi reach 30? It's hard to say if they'll reach 30 within 2 months. I don't know. I can't predict that. But will they go to 28? I think it's pretty reasonable that it could be a $28 stock within 2 months. So if you see this trade right here, you basically just buy 100 shares of SoFi, because a covered call, you have to be covered. Buy 100 shares, sell the 28 covered call, and now you have a break-even price that's over $30 per share. It's at $30.49. So this is a no-brainer trade to me. The first trade, selling a put option at 25, absolutely I'm down to buy it. But then this trade right here also makes a lot of sense, because think about it two ways. Either you have an exit price of $30.50, or even if SoFi stays the same and it doesn't go to $28, you've collected $250 worth of income. So now this $250, you can kind of say, like, you can discount the current price of $26.50 if you buy 100 shares and you collect $250. Basically, you can kind of say that you bought the stock for $24 right now. So like, both of these trades are amazing trades that'll put a ton of money in your pocket. If SoFi even goes sideways, in both scenarios, you would make money. On the sell put, you would make money. And if SoFi were to go sideways in the short term, you would collect $250 worth of premium. So these are two trades that I would absolutely do myself, and I'm going to be doing them myself in Discord. And just to wrap up this video, on Thursday, I'm going to be showing you more trades like this. So make sure to check out the first link in the description, and I'll catch you in the next video.